The movie begins on a cold battlefield somewhere in northern Europe. The Roman army stands in formation. These soldiers have been out here for a long time. The battle is happening because Rome is trying to finish its campaign in the northern provinces. Almost every tribe in the region has already surrendered to the empire. Only one group remains, the last Germanic tribe that refuses to accept Roman rule. Maximus appears while walking through the ranks. The soldiers respect him. Right before the battle, Maximus is waiting for Rome's messenger to return with an answer from the Germanic tribe. Then a horse appears from the forest. Maximus notices something wrong. No rider controlling it, just a body slumped on top. A message from the tribe is clear. They're not surrendering. He gives a few clear instructions. Move the archers here, adjust the cavalry there. Make sure the catapults are ready. It's all practical and methodical. Once the fight ends, the Roman army secures the field. Maximus has won. The rebellion is over. The soldiers respect him. He has no interest in celebrating. Not long after the victory, the emperor, Marcus, arrives at the camp. He's old, but still sharp. He praises Maximus for ending the war and thanks him. Their relationship feels more like a father and son than a king and general. A little later, we see Marcus's real son, Commodus, arriving. He tries to act confident and proud, but it's obvious he wants approval. He notices how warmly Marcus treats Maximus, and the jealousy is instant. He can't stand that his father trusts Maximus more than him. Maximus meets Marcus privately. Maximus tells him he only wants one thing, to go home. He's been fighting for years, and all he wants is his farm and his family. Marcus listens, and then makes a surprising offer. He wants Maximus to lead Rome after his death, not as a king, but as someone who will guide Rome back to stability before handing power back to the Senate. It's a huge responsibility, and Maximus doesn't say yes immediately. He's uncomfortable with it, and tells Marcus he needs time. He'll give his answer in the morning. Later that night, Marcus calls Commodus to his tent. He tells him the truth directly. Rome needs a leader with integrity, not someone driven by ambition. He explains that Maximus will lead for a while before Rome returns to the Senate. Commodus can't accept this. He spent his entire life imagining himself as emperor. Hearing that his father prefers Maximus breaks him. The jealousy turns into desperation. He hugs Marcus, pretending to be emotional, but the moment turns deadly. He suffocates his father, killing him quietly, making sure no one hears. After Marcus's death, Commodus takes the throne. He calls Maximus to the emperor's tent. He tries to act warm and friendly. He tells Maximus he wants him to stay on as his commander. He asks about Marcus, and Commodus gives an answer that doesn't feel honest. Maximus refuses the offer. He doesn't trust Commodus, and he still wants to go home. He walks out and starts preparing to leave the camp. But before he can go, a group of Roman soldiers surround him. Commodus has ordered them to kill Maximus. Maximus is taken into the woods. The soldiers hesitate, but orders are orders. Just before they strike, Maximus breaks free, fights back, and kills them all. He steals a horse and rides toward his home. The ride is long, and he pushes himself until he can barely stay on the horse. After several days, he reaches his land, but the moment he comes over the hill, he sees smoke. His farm has been burned. His wife and son have been killed by soldiers loyal to Commodus. It's the same punishment given to traitors. Maximus breaks down completely. Everything he lived for is gone in a single order. When he opens his eyes again, he's not in Rome. He's in Zuccobar, a dry, rough region far from everything he knows. Local traders found him half dead and dragged him there. A man who deals in slaves buys him, seeing only a strong body that can be sold for profit. This man eventually sells Maximus to a gladiator trainer, Oliver Reed. On the other side, Commodus runs Rome the way he wants. He's arrogant and hungry for attention. Whatever he wants, he does. No one around him dares to say no. He pushes aside experienced advisors and surrounds himself with people who only tell him what he wants to hear. He even pressures his sister, Lucilla, trying to control her life and decisions. His behavior keeps getting worse because he enjoys having absolute power. One of his biggest moves is organizing a long tournament of games in the Colosseum. He wants the people of Rome to see him as a generous ruler who gives them entertainment. Far away from all that, Maximus is fighting in small arenas. He wins match after match, not because he wants fame, but because survival is the only thing he has left. Slowly, the crowd start loving him. They cheer for him. They like how he fights, with skill, not showmanship. One day, his owner tells him they've been chosen to fight in Rome. It's a chance to stand in the largest arena in the empire, in front of the emperor himself. Maximus stays quiet, but inside he knows this is the moment fate is pushing him toward.
On the day of the big event, Maximus and the other gladiators are put into a staged battle meant to recreate a Roman victory. They're supposed to lose. Commodus's soldiers are meant to win easily, but Maximus turns the whole fight around. He leads the gladiators like a real commander. They fight with discipline, and they defeat every soldier sent against them. The crowd goes wild. Commodus is impressed. He wants to see the face of the man who just stole the show. He steps into the arena and walks toward Maximus. He tells him to remove his helmet and speak his name. Maximus stays silent at first. Then he removes the helmet and says the truth straight to him. He tells Commodus who he is, reminds him of his betrayal, and warns him that justice will come. Commodus is shaken and furious. He orders the guards to kill Maximus on the spot, but the crowd starts chanting for Maximus. The people protect him. Commodus cannot risk turning them against him, so he backs down. In the night, Maximus is taken into custody for questioning. Later that night, Lucilla visits him. She's shocked to see him alive. There's history between them, and it shows. She cares about him, and she knows her brother fears him. She also knows Maximus is the only person with enough influence to challenge Commodus. The next day, Maximus is put into another staged match in the Colosseum. This time, the opponent is a huge, well-known gladiator. The arena crew also releases 2 trained tigers to make the fight harder. The match is rough. The tigers keep jumping in, chains pulling them back at the last second. The large fighter is strong, but Maximus is faster and smarter. After a long struggle, Maximus wins. But there's a moment where everybody thinks he's going to kill the man lying in front of him. Commodus expects it. The crowd expects it. Instead, Maximus steps back and spares him. The arena goes silent for a second, and then the applause grows even louder. Maximus becomes even more popular because he shows discipline instead of cruelty. Commodus hates that the crowd loves Maximus more than him. As Maximus walks out of the arena, he suddenly sees his old assistant, Cicero, standing among the crowd. It's a shock for him. Cicero was part of his past life before everything collapsed. He quietly asks him, "Where is the army?" Cicero replies that many loyal soldiers are waiting in Ostia. Maximus asks, "If I call for them, will they come?" Cicero says, "For you, tomorrow." It's a short exchange, but it tells Maximus that he still has people willing to follow him. Later that night, Lucilla arrives with Senator Gracchus, one of the most respected politicians who openly dislikes Commodus's rule. They meet Maximus in secret. The conversation is steady and serious. Maximus tells him the truth about his situation. He still has thousands of loyal soldiers waiting for him in Ostia. If he can get out of Rome, he can reunite with them. He doesn't want the throne. He wants to stop Commodus and then let Rome return to proper leadership. Lucilla listens carefully. She clearly trusts Maximus more than anyone. Gracchus understands what Maximus can offer: discipline, loyalty, and the ability to rally the army. Maximus understands what Gracchus offers: political support and a path back into Rome once Commodus is removed. The 3 of them leave the meeting with a simple understanding. Later that night, everything starts falling apart. Commodus discovers that Senator Gracchus has been working against him, so he sends guards to arrest him. Gracchus doesn't resist. He knows the moment has come. At the palace, Commodus watches his young nephew playing. The child talks excitedly about Maximus, copying his moves and calling himself by Maximus's name. It hits him hard. His jealousy reaches its highest point. He feels completely overshadowed. That night, Lucilla secretly visits Maximus again.
She tells him the news. Gracchus has been arrested. The plan is collapsing. But she hasn't given up. She explains that she arranged a way for Maximus to escape. Cicero is outside the city with horses, waiting to take him back to his soldiers. Maximus listens, preparing to move. Maximus heads toward the exit, but before he can leave, soldiers appear from every corner. Commodus has sent a huge number of them. The entire area is locked down. The gladiators, Maximus's fellow slaves, don't hesitate. They step in front of him and start fighting the soldiers to protect him. The battle is chaotic. Many die trying to buy Maximus time. Maximus pushes forward through the chaos, trying to reach Cicero. He finally reaches the place where Cicero is supposed to be waiting. The horses are there. Cicero is there. But the moment Maximus arrives, soldiers pull a rope, dragging Cicero into the air. He's killed instantly. Maximus can't do anything. He realizes the entire escape plan has been exposed. Soldiers surround him from every direction. He has no chance to fight back. He's captured. Commodus wants one last show. He announces a fight between himself and Maximus, pretending it's a fair fight. But before the fight, Commodus sneaks into Maximus's cell. He talks like it's a normal conversation, then suddenly stabs Maximus in the side. He hides the wound under Maximus's armor, so no one will know the match is rigged. When they step into the arena, the crowd roars for Maximus. He's hurt, barely standing, but he still takes his stance. The duel starts, and Maximus struggles. His movements are slow, his breathing is heavy, and Commodus keeps pushing him, confident that Maximus will fall any second. But Maximus refuses to go down. There's a moment where Commodus loses his sword. He panics and asks his commander for another weapon. The commander doesn't move. No one moves. All the soldiers stand still, silently telling him they're done with his games. Maximus also dropped his sword. He chooses to finish this without a weapon. The two fight hand to hand. Commodus tries to stab Maximus with a small hidden blade, but Maximus uses his last bit of strength to turn it back on him. He drives the blade into Commodus and ends it right in the middle of the arena. The crowd falls silent. Maximus walks a few steps and starts giving orders with his dying breath. He tells the senators to restore Rome. He asks for his friends to be freed. Then he collapses. The arena doors open in his mind, and he imagines himself walking home, back to the wheat field, back to his wife and son. That's where he dies. Rome gets its hero, but it loses him the same moment he wins. Thanks for watching Cinebreaks. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. I post new movie explanations every week, so subscribe if you want more stories.